Hi Tube, today I want to talk about the actionless state of superconscious ecstasy and superconscious meditation. As you can see, I've just woke up and look an awful mess. Right, the actionless state of superconscious meditation. As the soul meditates and meditates with various different methods, you eventually reach the actionless state of superconscious ecstasy. What that means, I don't know if anyone, well, most people have seen that. When you look in hospitals, there's a machine that measures a person's heart rate, and when the person dies, the line goes flat. It's a bit similar to that, except for the person's still alive, in a supernatural way. What that means is that the person is still alive, but they don't have any ups and downs. Their mind remains the same, steady, like an ocean with no waves. And then something else comes up. It's called lust. This is the last to go. It sort of tries to bring that pure, crystalline soul back into the world of back into the roller coaster world of ups and downs, highs and lows. But as they say, the emperor will always return. The empress will always return. This only is that. Liberation. As long as the mind is determined at any stage of human life, as long as that soul is determined, then that soul will find liberation. Even if they go off track, that soul will find liberation. Because all desires either have to be worked out through the mind or evolved through superconscious ecstasy. If pleasure and pain wasn't there, then we'd all just remain as a planet, we'd all just remain as an asteroid, we'd all just remain as a rock. Therefore, people avoid pain and people look for pleasure. But from the point of view of God, from the point of view of the soul, pleasure and pain is the same thing, because it both leads to advancement. Pain leads to advancement, pleasure leads downwards to de-evolvement, or the opposite of advancement. However, even pleasure, because pleasure eventually leads to pain, even pleasure can be a precursor for advancing the soul. Therefore, you could say that even pleasure is a way for the soul to evolve. Because there are two water slides, massive they are, more than 10 stories up. Both of them go down, sorry. But on one of them, you just race down. On the other one, you've somehow got to start from the bottom and climb that water slide all the way to the top. This is why they say that meditation and advancing the soul is so difficult, because you imagine that water slide. Even if I was to cut down on the water slide would be very difficult to climb all the way up to the top. Now the other water slide, the one that you go down, is very easy to go down. all you have to do is plonk your ass on it and go shooting down it. Like rubbish down a chute. Although the soul's definitely not rubbish, the soul is perfect and priceless. That was a poor metaphor for the soul. Apologies. So as I say, to go upwards is much more difficult than going downwards. But if we go down, we experience another trough of boredom, you could say. So therefore the soul has to decide whether to go up or to go down. They might go down a number of times. But eventually even that will get boring. And the soul will find it wants something new. It wants to explore new dimensions of being. Therefore, eventually the soul will have to climb back up that water slide. This is the way forward. The way back leads to certain death. The way back leads to a world on fire. The way back leads to a flooded oubliette. This only is that. Peace, 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 love and joy to you all. Shalom.